Hello and welcome to the PFF Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Ian Hartitz, and today we have a very special guest, people. Been trying to up these for you in the offseason. I can safely say we have done so today. He is starting running back for the Detroit Lions, number 32 in your program, but number 1 in your heart. None other than DeAndre Swift. DeAndre, man, happy offseason, and thanks for making the time.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. So I wanted to start off with looking a little bit at not necessarily your college career, but just what is going down in Athens, Georgia? Because at this point, we got you, Nick Chubb, Todd Gurley, Sony Michel, even No Sean Moreno a couple years ago. Like, my goodness, man, if you guys aren't already consensusly RBU, I think, you're at least in the top 3 at this point. How do you guys keep turning out all these NFL caliber backs? And would you say you guys are RBU at this point?
I would definitely say definitely RBU. If not, we're definitely in the conversation. But I mean, it all starts with the people that came before us. Like you said, the No Sean Moreno, the Herschel Walkers. I mean, young kids coming out of high school, they want to continue that legacy. I think Georgia is the best place to go to for running backs to get mentally prepared, physically prepared for the next level.
It is incredible, man. Even going back to the Herschel Walker days, like one goat leaves, another one just steps in. You guys are breeding competitiveness out there. You got to love it. So now fast forward, man. So you go through 2020 camp on the Lions, and then literally a week before the season, the Washington football team releases Adrian Peterson. He winds up with you guys. And hey, we've had a lot of good running backs over the last 10 years, but I do think AP's RB1 in the 2010s all-decade team. How was getting to work with a true great at the position like him, just in your position every day?
It was amazing. Being able to pick his brain, ask him questions. He's my favorite running back growing up. So be able to share a room with him, share a backfield with him. I mean, blessed to just be in that position to be next to a guy like that.
I know you're partial to Georgia, man, but Oklahoma AP, like, he might be the most dominant college running back we've seen.
Different. He was different. He was amazing.
It's unreal, man. Like, him and Frank Gore, I understand they don't have the same sort of just crazy juices back in the day, but I mean, these guys, especially since they're not really pass catchers at this point, like, AP was consistently going into 8-man boxes and still making the most out of it.
Yeah, they don't realize how hard it is a running back to do stuff like that, on an 8-man box and then still produce. It's real hard to do.
It's crazy, man, crazy. So I was reviewing some of your tape from last year. It's all great, but I couldn't help but notice, man, every game you seem to have a different kind of strategy going on for what you're doing swag-wise. Started off the year with some turf tape. I saw you going nothing on either arm, and you were rocking a sleeve by the end of the year. Do you like to mix it up, or is there a specific look you kind of favor?
No, I mixed it up. The sleeve kind of came in when I had like a little elbow bruise, so I put the little pad over it. But I like to mix up the little swag a little bit.
Do you think there's other than yourself, would you say there's an RB1 in just the all swag department right now in the NFL?
In the NFL? I mean, you putting me in that category?
Absolutely, man. I think you're in the conversation.
I appreciate that. Alvin Kamara for sure.
I like what Miles Sanders has going on.
I like Miles Sanders out there too. Miles Sanders, he look good out there. It's a lot of them.
Yeah, there are, man. But I agree. I think Kamara right now, he's holding the belt, but we'll see, man. You're coming for him. So continuing on, man. So I counted 3 hurdles from you: the Washington, Green Bay, and Minnesota. I'm sorry if I missed one, but my goodness, man, like, to me, I've never even thought once in my life about jumping over someone. You do it against professional athletes. Like, do you remember the first time you actually hurdled someone in a football game?
I was in high school.
Isn't it terrifying?
It's just something that comes to me like naturally. I don't think about doing it. I'm not predetermined on what I'm doing. It just kind of happens.
Man, kudos to you. I played enough NCAA 14. I have nightmares about what happens when you try to hurdle dudes, and that you're doing in real life, man. That's why I guess they're just teaching it different there at Georgia. So more serious now. Man, Dan Campbell, hell of a first press conference he had for you guys, really was taking over Twitter. But one interesting thing he said, just in terms of your potential usage, was that they anticipate you using you potentially a lot more in the slot out wide as a true receiver. Is that a location where, like, you're just already very comfortable doing? I know you didn't catch a ton of passes at Georgia, but in plenty of instances last year, you looked fine out there running routes against whoever.
Yeah, I'm definitely comfortable. Can always get better at doing stuff like that. But whatever you ask me to do, I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability for the team. You know what I mean? But I definitely feel comfortable catching the ball wherever.
So, I mean, Anthony Lynn and Austin Eckler, some of the things they were doing over there with the Chargers was really different. I mean, it's, looking back at your game log, there was never a game where there were more than 2 incomplete targets thrown your way, just kind of an issue of getting that volume. I mean, it'd be pretty great to see you be that 80 to 100 target guy this year. Do you think that's maybe, I know you don't call it a plays, but could that be, in the range of outcomes?
whatever they got fit for me and the team. Like I said, I don't control none of that. I control what I do every day in practice and go from there. But like I said, I'm comfortable doing whatever.
Fair enough, man. Absolutely. So speaking on Dan Campbell, again, he had the budding kneecaps quote, and recently he's talking about actually wanting to get a live lion at practice. I mean, look, that's just objectively cool. People can bark about it, not being the focus, whatever. DeAndre, on the record, man, would you support having a live lion out there on the practice field?
No.
Why not?
If you do it, it's got to be in the cage somewhere. But I don't want to be looking at my back, make sure he tamed or whatever. I'm cool.
I mean, you guys had a bulldog on the field. It can't be that different, right? I guess a little different.
Big difference.
Luckily, PETA has already stepped in and said, Dan, that's illegal. You can't do that. Here's a stuffed one instead. So I don't think you'll have to worry about that one. All right, man. So there's actually been some news coming out today a little bit with Anthony Lynn, Athletic article. And look, I mean, just like when I asked you about the workload, no, you're not going to come out and say that you should get every touch or anything. But he was just talking up Jamal Williams because they were asking him about Jamal Williams, referred to him maybe as his A-back, you as the speed and space guy. We saw what Lynn was doing with Melvin Gordon and Austin Eckler last year. It seems like, man, whatever they want to call you guys, there's more enough meat on the bone for both of you guys to get some touches. Have you had any conversations with Jamal or Anthony kind of about that?
Not at all. But I feel like it should be a tandem wherever. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't want every carry on the field. I think for purposes of being healthy, it's got a long season, like it's added a game. So, you know what I mean? You can't do it all by yourself. I learned that early on at a young age. I mean, so whatever.
That's certainly the best real life strategy. This is a fantasy themed podcast. And when we see someone like yourself that can just do everything you want a running back to do, we want 400 touches, even though that doesn't make the most sense in the long run. Have you watched Jamal much over the years, man? He's going to be, I feel like just this energy, just linchpin, man. I don't know. He's always dancing or something. He had the crazy run against the Texans.
It's hard not to watch him because of how he is as a person.
Yeah.
You're always going to be on the camera. I can't wait to work with him.
Absolutely, man. So, yeah, a lot of new coaches there. And I was wondering, have you got a chance to work with Duce Staley at all? Because, I mean, just growing up, seeing way down the Eagles, even for the Steelers a little bit, he was always, one of my more favorite running backs to watch. And now getting to work with him, what's that been like? I know it hasn't been that long yet, but.
It's been amazing. It's been amazing. I could tell already he's going to take me to the level I'm trying to get to just by how detailed he is with his work and just everything he's implementing us. As running backs. Very excited to work for him.
Awesome, man. So a couple more questions, then we'll get you out of here. I know you were 32 last year. You were number 7 at Georgia, number 6 in some practices. Do you plan on moving forward with 32, or are you starting to kind of get the itch to go different now with these new jersey number restrictions being lifted?
I did want to go. I wanted to go to a single digit, like you saw I was in single digit in college, but everything is taken up. I think 7 is retired. So if it wasn't going to be 7, it was going to be 3, which I wore like little league. Nice. But our punter has that, so I'm probably stick with 32.
A punter, man, come on! I feel like you should get priority there.
I mean, no, he made the Pro Bowl last year. I understand that. I asked.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm not paying for it. That's all.
That's fair. And yeah, it's kind of weird how they did that to you guys, or if you want to change it this year, you might have to buy out the jerseys and whatnot. But I feel like RBs wearing single digits works. Maybe, look, I'm not a boomer, but I want to see wide receivers wearing 80s still. Can you, do you agree with me there? Let's running back single digits. Okay. Let's keep the wide receivers up there.
I don't agree with that. I know a lot of wide receivers that like being in single digits as well. So whatever make them comfortable.
Fair enough. I am barking about numbers after all. All right, DeAndre, last question, man. Favorite football movie or TV show ever and why?
Remember the Titans.
Oh, yes.
Remember the Titans. Go to football.
I've slandered this movie a little bit, man. Great movie, great messages throughout, but all right, let's face it, man. It does not hold up great in real time. You were talking about a double reverse from 75 yards out in the state title.
I just like the movie itself. I ain't talking about the football aspect of it. Like, I like the movie itself.
I got to turn off that part of my brain sometimes, man. So I would say for the movie stuff, I think it's tough for the specific football stuff, tough to beat, Friday Night Lights. But in terms of pure plot lines and stuff, remember Titans, great choice. DeAndre. Yeah, man. Fantastic stuff. Thank you again for the time. Anything you want to say out there to the fantasy football faithful and all Detroit Lions fans?
No, you got a chance to pick me up with fantasy football, I guess. Pick me up.
Draft DeAndre Swift, people. You will not be sorry. Guy can do everything out there. DeAndre, great stuff. Thank you again. This has been the PFF Fantasy Football Podcast. And until next time, take care, everybody.